Hi, I hope you have a nice day. This video is about health hazards in most jewelry making studios. Especially if you are self-taught, it's really easy to not notice them. However, some of the damage can be not reversible, and I have a solution to help you to avoid every single one. Let's get started. The first health hazard is when we make rings. We use a ring mandrel like this. So what we do is to put the ring onto the ring mandrel. In order to make this ring round, we use a hammer to hit the ring like so. Now the problem is when we hit the ring, the impact transfers from the ring onto the hand, and then if you hit it for about 10 to 20 times, your arm here starts to ache. You don't want to sacrifice your arm just for making 1 or 2 rings, right? So here is the solution. You use half an inch diameter drill bit. Drill a hole on the side of your bench like this. I have it in both sides of my bench. This one and this one. If you don't have a thick tabletop, what you can do is to put another piece of wood on top of the thin tabletop you have already got, like this one, and then use 2 clamps to hold these 2 pieces of material together. You can see like this. So they're really solid. And after that, you can use your drill bit to make the hole here. The link is in the description below. You drill inside for about half an inch again. So after that, you rest the small side of your ring mandrel into this hole. So what you do next is to rest the other side of the ring mandrel under your collarbone. Make sure it's not on your collarbone because you don't want to damage your collarbone. Look, my collarbone is here, so under it, like here. In that way, both of your hands will be free. So by doing this, there are 2 benefits. First, you will not damage your hand when you make a ring. Second is when you hammer the ring, because you have both hands free, when you finish hammer it, you can rotate the ring with this hand, which is not holding the hammer. Right, that's the solution for it, and there are 2 benefits for doing that. The second health hazard is when we solder silver, gold, or platinum, they all emit some fumes. Fumes is made of small particles. The problem is if you don't get this particle out of the area, you will just breathe in. This means the small particles will go to your lung. We don't want this happen to us, right? So it's really important to have an extractor fan on top of it, above of it, or next to the soldering station. If you like my video so far, do you mind clicking the like or subscription button? That will really encourage me to make more videos like this. Thank you. The third health hazard is when we use a jeweler's saw to cut our silver, gold, or platinum. We will have a pile of metal dust. It's really easy to just simply blow it away when we saw the metal dust pile up on our bench or table. The problem of this is when we blow it, the airflow will lift the metal dust into the air. This will create a cloud of dust around this area. And because you are sitting in front of it and you just breathe in, which means all this metal dust, or some of it, will go into your lung. That is not what we want. So the solution is have a shaving brush like this, or any brush will do. I just find a shaving brush quite handy. We brush it out downwards, not brushing it towards us. Brush it downwards like this. Right, that's our third health hazard to avoid. The fourth health hazard is when we use a pendant motor or in America it's called flex shaft. We have a mandrel like this. We stick a small piece of sandpaper on. It's really handy to clean curved surface on our jewelry. When we do this, this sandpaper will take away some of the material on here and break it into small powders. The problem is this will create a small cloud of dust around this working area. It's really easy to breathe this dust into our lung. So the solution is always have an extractor next to our working area. So in this way, instead of getting it into our lung, the dust will be collected into a machine. I have a link in the description below to tell you which extractor I use. After a while, you can send this dust to your refiner. You will get a very nice check in return. That's a nice way to sort out this problem. Our fifth health hazard is whenever we use a hammer to hammer our jewelry, please always wear an air defender. Otherwise, it's very easy to damage your air. I use the most heavy-duty one I can find in the market because when it comes to protecting yourself, it can never be too precautious. Right, our next health hazard is when we use a pendant motor, like this one, it rotates really fast. No matter what bits you put on here, either it's a drill or it's a wheel, and if you have your hair done like this, it's really easy to get the hair sucked into this small little bit. I don't want to imagine what after. So the solution is really simple. Make sure you tie your hair up, either to a bun or ponytail, whatever style you like, but please make sure your hair is up. Our seventh hidden health hazard is on our polishing machine. Obviously this one is much more heavy duty than the flex shaft. What we don't want is when we have loose materials like this, and when we go close to the polishing machine, this gets sucked into the machine. That can go really nasty. Well, I'm going to show you what would happen, okay? When the machine is on, I cannot talk because it's too noisy, but you will see what happens. Ready? I need to put this on. You see what happened? If this is a piece of material on our clothes, we can easily get sucked in there. Make sure you don't have any loose materials on your clothes. That will help to prevent it. Another thing to do is always wear an apron. This will wrap all your loose clothes in nicely. Right, like this. Make sure this is on the back so it will not happen. So it will not get sucked into this machine. Okay, that's our seventh hidden hazard when we come to jewelry making. When we use a pillar drill, it's really common that the metal debris just fly out at any random direction. So what we don't want it to happen is this metal debris go into our eyes. The best solution is make sure to wear a pair of goggles like this. In this way, you know you're protected and you are safe. The ninth health hazard is make sure you don't do enameling during pregnancy, because some of the chemical it involved, it's really dangerous. It can cause cancer and even birth defect. So always read the labels from the manufacturer. My advice is just don't do enameling during pregnancy. The 10th health hazard, I still do it these days. Whenever using a jeweler's saw, this thing is really sharp. We cut the silver or gold or platinum like this. When it goes towards the end, it's very easy to forget that our finger sometimes is behind the saw. So what happened is it just goes directly into the finger. I used to have this happen to me almost every 2 weeks in the last decades. I'm much better now, but this year I have done it twice. The way to avoid it is to make sure your finger doesn't put it behind the saw blade. That's why I always have some plaster in my studio. It always comes handy. So this is the 10th very common health hazard in most jewelry making studio. Especially if you're self-taught, it's really easy to not notice them, but it's really important to protect ourselves. If you like this video, make sure you check out the one here. I managed to get rid of my neck pain completely in 4 days, and this video here tells how I managed to do it. So thanks for watching, and I see you in the next video. Bye for now.